Respect. What is it?
Yeah, what do you want?
Hi. Respectful speech, courier.
1,578. Oh, what is it now? Let me see that. It appears to be a plasma fusion power core. Not exactly alien technology, but there is still great use for these. You didn't happen to find any more? Android, what did it look like? What weapons was it armed with? Did you manage to recover anything from its body? Damn, I wish I could have seen it for myself. Oh well, I guess I'll just have to take your word that high-tech androids are falling from the sky attacking people. Here, compensation for your work. If you come across any more high-tech, be sure to bring it to me first.
I was moved by your speech, Courier. Thank you.
Courier, come. Take a walk with me.
I was moved by your speech today. Thank you.
I think it's time I show you the real reason why we have been fighting and freezing our asses off in this godforsaken wasteland. The reason why my men continue to suffer and die here. I'm sure you've learned by now that we're not working for the NCR. We're a splinter group who have removed ourselves from Kimball and his narrow-minded conquest to expand the NCR's territorial grasp. We're not against the new California Republic. I believe the NCR to be the best hope to have come out of this post-apocalyptic world. But I blame Kimball for what he has done to it. He turned the NCR into a warmongering nation that no longer cares for its own people. He is willing to sacrifice whatever and whoever in order to satisfy his grandiose vision for the NCR. My boys, they've been through a lot. Kimball forced them to fight during the Brotherhood of Steel War. Most of them were young kids with little to no combat experience. But to Kimball, they were just conscripts to be used as cannon fodder. However, they still fought hard and bravely, only to die for a cause not of their own. I promised those boys, those men, their freedom.
The Brotherhood at Helios won. I thought it was finally over. We won the war. At a heavy price. Half of my battalion was wiped out in the assault. All good kids. I remember each and every one who died under my command. The lives I couldn't save. The only peace of mind I had was that the rest would be sent home, where they'd be free from any more war. They could hopefully live the rest of their lives in peace. Or so I thought. Only a few months after taking Helios, the Legion were making a push for New Dam shortly after wiping out the NCR's most eastward stronghold, Fort Erdash. Suddenly, we saw it happening all over again. More kids being sent to their deaths, more families being torn apart, and forced to serve as conscripted cannon fodder. More soldiers left forever scarred and broken by the atrocities of war. That's something I wish those who wage war would understand. Kimball was, of course, determined to hold Hoover Dam at all cost. He ordered my men and I to reinforce the dam. I had two choices: lead my men into another bloody war, only to satisfy Kimball's vision, or leave the NCR and be labeled as a deserter. I chose the latter. I'm glad you understand. It was not an easy decision. I had to leave much of what I believed in behind. Those who followed me only did so because they believed in me. I did not force anyone to come to the frontier. These men and women look up to me as their leader, and I will not fail them. It is my duty to one day bring these people back to the Republic and set things right. A peaceful revolution without any bloodshed. We only aim to remove that warmonger, Kimball, from power so the NCR can finally get back to focusing on the welfare of its own citizens. That is what I am about to show you.
Surprised to see you down here in the gutter. Though, I can't say I mind the company. First name's Sarah, last name's Rosin. You want to talk, or are you just sightseeing? I've got everything covered here, but if you're willing to hike around the frontier, I might have something. I've been having trouble getting messages to our outposts in the region, specifically NCR Radio, Outpost Henderson, and the Vanguard Outpost. I think something may be wrong with their radio equipment, but I can't be sure unless someone checks it out in person. That's where you come in. Very few people have. No one will outright say this, but the Vanguard is where we send our undesirables. It also has a distinct lack of support, so it's a good thing the Legion hasn't bothered to attack it. You've been there before. It's our outpost on the bridge. Blackthorn renamed it in honor of your old CO. You remember him, right? I heard a ranger's in charge now. A guy named Malcolm. The very same. It was meant to boost morale, but their propaganda is so transparent that it didn't really work, even if John Walker is a dreamboat. Their broadcasting equipment is clearly still working, so maybe one of their receivers is blown? 300 caps, maybe more if you fix the radios. I'm good with tech, but I'm not the best shot anymore. Besides, I wouldn't make it far with the limp I've got. Yes, sadly. Usually it's a snowstorm or one of those weird iBots jamming up the signal. This is different though. The signal isn't being interrupted, it's just not going through at all. You're a lifesaver. Before you go talk to Major Hargrave, he can tell you more about the Vanguard Outpost.
Can't you see I'm working?
We call the Liberator.
some kind of prototype airship that was left unfinished beneath the airport. With this fully restored, it certainly turned the tide for us in our conflict with both the Legion and Kimball's NCR. However, in its current state, it can't even get airlifted. It's essentially a massive paperweight while in this hangar. This is where your help is needed, Courier. As I said before, you're a legend who can bring change. Whether you help us find what we need, or just help us last long enough in this conflict so that the Liberator can be brought to fruition, will justify everything we have sacrificed up to this point. I hope you agree with me when I say, I trust that you are the key that will push us forward. I figured you would. Follow me. There is still much to discuss. One of our greatest threats we're facing the frontier, apart from the inhospitable weather and landscape, is, of course, Legion. You may be aware that this isn't the same Legion as seen in the Mojave. They're more or less tribals who pledged allegiance to Caesar's Legion. They weren't much of a threat when we first arrived. But somehow Caesar learned of our presence here and sent his legate, Marcus Valerius, and Frumentari to spearhead the tribals against us. Alarmingly, the tribals have outnumbered and even outgunned us in a number of ways. Because of their nativity to this region, they have proven to be far more versatile and have been gathering resources and territory faster than we can compete with. They continue to encroach on us, even after our recent affair with them, which has left my army crippled. On top of that, I have reasons to suspect that the Legion have spies within our own ranks. The reason why we suffered such heavy losses during our assault to rescue you was most likely due to a breach in our invasion plans. The Legion already had their artillery aimed at my fleet before they even reached into enemy territory. So many of my men slaughtered before their boots could even touch the ground. Furthermore, we've had supplies and weapons go missing from our stockpiles, most notably our tank busters, while their use by the Legion and even scavs has become more frequent in recent events, resulting in greater losses of our tanks and vertibirds. If you have any information of a potential breach in our ranks, I must be informed of it. Dolus, where have you heard of this? This seems to confirm my suspicions that Valerius was tipped off just before the assault. Now we at least know this Dolus is the one we need to look out for. This is invaluable information. Good job, Courier. I currently have Rancor investigating any suspicious activity. He's not just my personal bodyguard, but also my top reconnaissance agent. He's my eyes and ears in the frontier. Something you needed, Courier?
This here's Way, my lead engineer on the Liberator, who you may have already met.
Yes. Hello, Courier. As much as Blackthorn may think I need your help, I will have this aircraft fully functional in only a matter of time. You'll see. You'll all see. Well, since you're asking, I could use 12 duct tape, 11 pilot lights, 10 leaf blowers, 9 leather belts, 8 milk bottles, 7 scrap metal, 6 garden gnomes, 5 golden gecko eggs, 4 cherry bombs, 3 fission batteries, 2 teddy bears, and a, Brahmin in a talking tree. It's an aircraft carrier that flies. What more is there to say about it? It's just like all the other pre-war monstrosities. It'll be a miracle if it actually flies, but luckily for us, I'm that miracle worker. Blackthorn came to me after his troopers stumbled across my robot army I had been constructing. Why, yes! Ever since I could wield a soldering iron at the ripe old age of 2, I have been reconstructing old electronics back into working order. I guess you could call me a prodigy. My robot army was all I really needed in life. Until Blackthorn offered me to come work on the Liberator, an opportunity and challenge I could not pass on. So here I am, using my robots to rebuild this war machine.
You see what we have all been working for. I hope you understand how important it is that we reach our goal in time. God forbid any of this technology ever falls into the wrong hands. Once the Liberator is fully restored, it can be used as a mobile command center and troop transport. With the amount of firepower it packs, it could probably wipe out an entire citadel. We will use it to restore order and peace in both the Frontier and Mojave. Then, we will force Kimball into resignation. He was originally a member of the 1st Recon Unit back in the NCR. Rancor and his unit were the first to breach Helios 1 during our battle with the Brotherhood and managed to sabotage much of their defenses. It was his cunning tactics during that battle that greatly reduced the amount of casualties we suffered. And just like the rest of the men here, he believes in ridding the NCR of their corruption. I trust him with my life. Ideally, I plan to put your skills of exploration to good use and have you scavenge any remote locations that may contain the components needed to complete the Liberator.
General Blackthorn, sir.
Whoa, take it slowly. Breathe. Now, what is so important that you ran all the way down here?
I just got word of a possible enemy attack on the airport.
Are you sure of this?
Yes, sir. Reports are coming in from all over of a large group of scan vehicles heading towards the airport as we speak.
All right, we'll handle this back at the airport terminal. And Tuner, next time remember to use the intercom.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
According to these projections, the scabs have been moving closer and closer towards the airport, and without hesitation it appears. It won't be long before they reach our walls.
How many would you say there are?
At least a couple dozen retrofitted vehicles.
That's a massive mechanized unit. Why would they suicidally come at us like this?
They must think we are still weak from the recent battle with the Legion and are attempting to finish us off. But we'll let them know we're not finished here just yet.
What's the plan, sir?
Send a column of tanks to intercept and ambush them. We'll wipe them out before they reach the airport.
Yes, sir. I'll gather the men.
Sergeant Johnson, alert the rest of the men. The base is to be on full alert.
Yes, sir.
Courier, I'll need your assistance on this. You'll go with the tank crew to intercept the scabs. I appreciate the enthusiasm. However, you won't need to drive it. Maybe afterwards we'll teach you how to drive one. Hell, if you wipe out these scabs, I'll give you your own personal tank. Go speak to Watchman in the maintenance hangar. He'll give you the rundown. And make haste!
What is it?
Not in the mood.
Something you needed, courier?
Welcome to Outpost, Henderson. I'm Ranger Malcolm. We can resupply you if necessary, but I wouldn't suggest you stick around for too long, civilian. This place is crawling with Legion, even on our side of the river. It's no place for civilians. It's named in honor of Corporal Henderson. He and the rest of his squad died trying to keep the bridge out of Legion hands. That's because I'm wearing Ranger fatigues. The other armor provides better protection in the cold, but I'm more comfortable in this than anything else. Yes. Well, technically no. We all lost our Ranger status when we deserted. As far as I see it though, as long as I have this badge, I'm a Ranger. I saw what the NCR was turning into under Kimball. Blackthorn isn't perfect, but he's better for the NCR than Kimball will ever be. Well, I guess there's no harm in telling you now. I was actually ordered to follow Blackthorn by Chief Hanlon. The chief wanted me to keep an eye on him, but that was a long time ago. I haven't spoken to the chief in years. I wonder how he's doing. Stay safe.
Welcome to the NCR radio station. John Walker's upstairs, and no, I won't autograph anything. He's the voice of NCR. That's what he calls himself. I'm not kidding. If you're here to talk to him, keep in mind that his ego's already huge. Try not to make it any bigger. This is a radio station. NCR radio, to be exact. Instead, I became a deserter. They must be so proud. No reason. Darn it. Alright, I'm the voice of Sparkles the Unicorn. Walker said he needed some help voicing a character, so I thought, why not? I do one character for a few minutes and then I'm done, right? But no! Sparkles is popular. I swear to God, I'm half ready to shoot someone. Huh. I never looked at it like that. I kind of sound petty now. Crap. I'm going to talk to Walker. Maybe see about getting a more active part. Thanks for the pep talk. Welcome!
Ah, a fan. Hold your applause, please. I may look like I'm above it all, but I'm really just an average wastelander like you. It didn't just appear overnight, if that's what you're thinking. It was built before the war to compete with P-Town Radio. Judging by the size, this place was winning. Eventually, the NCR found it and decided to make it ground zero for their new entertainment platform, spearheaded by moi. Oh, that's a good one. Who are you? No, that can't be right. You must be a new arrival. I'm John St. Walker, but most people know me as the voice of the NCR. Well, I'm the voice of the NCR. Have you ever tried NCR radio? It's my voice that keeps listeners informed and entertained. Ah, my favorite subject. I write my own material, help maintain the equipment, and record everything. You could say I'm a John of all trades. Why do you have to ruin this for me? Here, Portland. Born and raised in Junkfleet. My parents wanted me to stick around and carry on the family business. But I didn't want to be just another petty thief. I was destined for the entertainment world. I didn't. They found me. It was destiny. After they took the station, they needed someone to run it, and started asking around for a willing host. I happened to be singing for some scavs nearby for food. They heard my voice, and I got the job faster than you can say famous. What else? I acted, performed perform dramas the likes of which the Wasteland had never seen. It wasn't exactly profitable, or good, but it was well worth it. Everyone enjoyed my shows, even if they never asked for them and tried to get me off the stage. Those cards. Aw, you sure? I'm the top entertainer in Portland. Why, I think even Meta would have been jealous. In between perfectly picked musical choices, I make sure to keep the people of Portland informed with current goings-on. No news is free of embellishment, and someone has to keep morale up. Stay beautiful.
Saying it like it is, courier.
Legion, to me!